Hello everybody, I'm Quasar Sudo, and welcome to Sekaiju Yggdrasil. This is actually a fantasy-themed slice-of-life story-based game with some elements of relating sim, fully voiced and extensively interactive. Each path you take will get you a unique ending. That I'm reading right off the site right there on my laptop right there. Now, I've been meaning to get around to this for a very long time, and I finally gotten around to having the time to actually playing it. Now, this is a visual novel / dating sim. It's very interactive. It's story-driven, and the choices you make determine the outcome of the game. So we're gonna hop right into this. This game was
Hello, human. Are you ready for your execution? I mean, trial.
Trial. Oh, trial for. But anyway, this game was actually created by Moonstar. And this is actually the beta to it, to throw it out there for you guys. So, Moonstar, I finally got around to playing it. I like the voice acting at the moment.
Although, the evidence speaks clearly enough.
What evidence? What did I do? Was it because I stole from Walmart? It's probably because I stole from Walmart, I guarantee you guys. Is that me? Oh my god, I look fucking awesome. Okay, so that seems like so I'm gonna assume that that Yamazaki character, which I read down the description below for the game, is actually the main character who you play as. Now that seems like it takes part in the future, and it just jumped to 1 week ago. So okay, I like stuff when it does stuff like that. Actually, I like that room. My name is Yamakazi Kusanagi. I'm what you call your average, typical, boring high school student. I'm 14 years old, and I enjoy the simple things in a normal teenager's life. Playing games, reading manga, and trying to keep perverted fantasies of having my own personal harem in check, even though most of the time I fail at that last one. Your own personal harem. How do you guys like that? Would you guys have your own personal harem? I sure as hell would. What kind of right-minded person wouldn't? I'd also love to be a neat and just shut myself in my room and indulge in those simple things in peace and quiet. But sadly, I can't. Okay, so if you guys don't know what a neat is, in Japanese culture and society, obviously Japanese society, neat are people who shut themselves in their rooms, in their apartments, indoor rooms, and don't come out for nothing and just, play games and surf the internet and stuff like that. So those are neats. Now this game is still in beta, so I'm going to get as far as I can in this. Bling, 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 bling.
Kusanagi?
Okay, I'll wake up. Oh, who are you, baby? Oh, snap. And that's because of her, Kogura Sachi. We've known each other forever. We were even born in the same hospital room, just a day apart. She's a day older than me, and she loves to rub it in. We used to not be that close despite that weird coincidence with our birthdays, but now we're closer than ever before. 9 years ago, I saved her from a pack of wolves that were actually just some stray dogs. Actually, now that I think about it, it's actually really funny that she thought those were wolves. Scratch that. She still insists that they were. Anyways, since then, she now insists on helping me however she can. She wakes me up and makes sure I pack my lunch and tries to help me study, whether I like it or not. Sounds like a true friend right there. She's always talking about how she owes me for the brave things I did. The breakfast is delicious today, Sachi.
Thanks, but let's hurry, or we'll be late for school.
Okay, what the hell? As soon as the homeroom starts, I find myself too bored to pay attention. After several periods of class, lunch finally arrives. I stretch out, yawning. But my peaceful awakening is interrupted by a punch to my head.
You weren't paying attention to class again, were you?
Excuse me, why the hell did you punch me in the back of the head? You know what, if I wasn't such a gentleman, you know I'd give you what force?
I can't help it if school bores me.
Idiot.
You two, don't call me an idiot. You don't know me.
You won't pass your midterms like this. Anyway, here's your lunch.
Excuse me. The only thing I need to do is watch manga, read manga, watch porn, and I can pass the midterms. It's not that hard. Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, I'm starving.
Hell, why does it keep coming up like that?
Jeez, how can you be starving? You just ate a little while ago.
I am a growing boy. Excuse me. I need to eat 13 times a day and something around that.
It's these lessons. They've sucked out all my energy.
Ugh, I swear you're hopeless.
Excuse me.
We're gonna study hard tonight for midterms, so be ready.
We'll study hard tonight, alright guys? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. No, guys, I like that. Get your mind out of the gutter. That's sick. No, don't think like that. You sick perverts. Shame yourselves.
Honestly, Kusanagi, you really should start paying attention in class, at least during homeroom.
I told you.
I suddenly feel this earth shaking under my feet. It slowly gets more and more intense, until it feels like the whole world is shaking around me. Holding her tightly in my arms. I grab Sachi, holding her tightly in my arms. And then, a few seconds later, it stops. Earthquakes are pretty common here, so I would normally think nothing of it. But this is the first one in a while to be so intense and to last so long. As I try to calm down and get a grip on what happened, I notice a cart going haywire, as if the driver had passed out, cold. I hold Sachi tighter and jump to the side, and there's a sudden sickening crack when my head slams into the wall in my haste. When I slowly begin to wake up, the first thing I hear is Sachi calling me. As my eyes open, I can blurry make out her outline, and I dimly realize that she's crying. Damn it! I did it again. I made her cry again. But she gets me to my feet and helps me humble. She tends to my wounds, and despite the fact that I blacked out, the damage doesn't seem to be too bad. Not bad enough to drag me to the hospital anyway. We sit down to a meal, just like any other day.
Kusanagi, I have something I want to tell you.
Sachi looks at me blushing, hard and trying to her best to keep a stutter out of her voice.
It's about what happened today. It reminded me of what you did when we were kids.
Oh, don't worry about that. You know I'll always come to your rescue.
That's really sweet, honestly, when it comes down to it, you know? Honestly, that's really sweet, you know, he saves her that day, and, you know, she starts to like him for that, you know, he saves her again, and it's something that she doesn't forget. You know, it's something that she never forgets that she took to heart, you know? Right there, that kind of starts to form a bond between the two characters like that, you know, a relationship. And I think that's actually kind of, you know, important to have between two characters, especially having history like that. Sachi blushes even more.
Kusanagi, I love you. I've loved you ever since you saved me.
Aww.
Back when we were kids.
You can even see, you look at her eyes, you can even see the hearts in her eyes. That's really adorable.
since then, all I wanted was to be with you. And until today, I thought just being by your side was enough. But back there, when you saved me, and you were all cold like that, I thought I would lose you, and that I'd never get to tell you how I feel.
I can feel my heart hammering, and my chest faster and faster. My throat's drier, and I swallow hard before I can respond.
I love you too, Sachi.
Oh, oh God! I actually, give me a second. And that kind of brings tears to my eyes, you know. If you guys ever been in a situation like that, you know, then you guys probably understand why I'm like, oh, like that. I've been in a situation like that, you know, with my ex before she passed away, and you know, had a similar situation just like that, and you know, that's really heartwarming, you know. Now there are multiple endings to this, so we are gonna cut right. We're gonna start this over again and pick a different ending.
Hello, human. Are you ready for your execution? I mean, trial.
Are you ready to me to f you up and punch you in the face? Are you an elf?
Although the evidence speaks clearly.
I like that right there. If you guys can see that, it's a face. It's like.
Kusanagi!
I'm gonna continue to sleep.
Hey, lazy ass, wake up!
Who the fuck are you calling a lazy ass? Excuse me. I can be lazy. I am a grown man. I go to school. I take care of your ass. I cook. I clean. I do all sorts of other kind of shit. I don't know.
Oh, 5 more minutes, please.
Okay, who isn't like that when they first wake up, you know? I'm like that when I wake up. When someone wakes me up like that, I'm like, leave me alone. Just let me go back to sleep, roll over. Until either you know, have you ever had those times when someone like takes the blinds, and they open the blinds in your face, and they just walk into your room? Have you ever had like a loved one or a fan or parent is walking in like this, just walking in and yank the blanket off you when you're sleeping? It's like, all right, it's time for you to get your lazy ass up. You're just like, I don't want to. Get your ass up. It's time for you to wake up. I'm quite sure we've all had situations like that.
Come on, sleepyhead, we're going to be late for school.
Okay.
It's very late.
Sachi, will you cut it out?
Cut what out, Kusanagi?
This. I appreciate all your help, but you need to stop now. It's been 9 years.
Hey, bro, stop being a douche. She is making you breakfast. She is making you lunch, and she cleaned your room. You should not complain about that. That's like a man's dream right there. You don't fuck with a man's dream.
We're both in high school now, and I don't need your help anymore. You've done more than enough for me, and it's starting to get annoying.
You asshole! You made her cry!
Not to mention kind of frustrating. Plus, don't you have midterms to worry about? You tutor me all the time, but I doubt you've done any studying for yourself, right? So why not focus on that?
It's only then that I noticed that while I was talking, Sachi's eyes welled up with tears. They spilled over into her cheeks, and she reels back her fist and punches me square in the gut. She grabs my arms and throws me into the wall.
Idiot!
Dumbass.
Ow!
You had that coming, you fucking
I know I was
douchebag.
harsh, but did she really have to hit me so hard?
Obviously,
Well,
if a girl goes that
now
far
I know
for
she'll
you,
focus on
obviously she
midterms.
has some sort of feelings for you, you know? And you know, she wouldn't be doing all that just out of the kindness of her heart. Kindness of her heart.
Oh shit. I'm actually gonna be late.
Whose fault is that? Okay.
Oh, made it finally.
Fuck. Okay, there we go.
And just in time, too.
Yamakazi? Is everything okay with Sachi? She looked all depressed during class.
Well, you know, I kind of told her to F off as she cleaned my room. I didn't know her feelings for me, so she kind of took it the wrong way. I wasn't trying to be an ass about it.
We just had an argument this morning, that's all. It's nothing to worry about.
Well, okay. If you say so.
Yuki steps out of the classroom for a moment, and then returns hastily, looking disturbed.
Yamakazi!
What? Why are you screaming my name like that?
What? Why are you yelling?
Some kids said they saw Sachi heading up towards the roof.
She gonna kill herself?
And?
The hole in the fence is still there. Don't you think?
Don't be silly. Sachi's not that dumb.
But she was so upset earlier.
Sachi's face while leaving my house this morning comes to mind. She wouldn't, would she? I get up and decide to go check on her. Turning the corridor, I suddenly bump into someone.
Who the?
Oh, Sachi. I was looking for you.
Kusanagi, I...
I knew you couldn't be that stupid.
What?
Oh, nothing. Never mind. Let's hurry back to class.
Honestly, I was kind of worried she might have actually tried to commit suicide though, after, what happened in the morning. But she actually seems like a really strong character, like a strong person, so I doubt she would try to, kill herself after something like that. Class finishes, and we set out for home. Sachi seems to be still upset about this morning and took off before me for the first time in 9 years. I watch her back as she hastily walks in front of me and ponder if it would be a good idea to try and talk to her. I can come up with a plan of action. I suddenly feel the earth shaking under my feet. It slowly gets more and more intense until it feels like the whole world is shaking around me, and the vibrations knock me off my feet. And then, a few seconds later, it stops. The earthquakes are pretty common here, so I wouldn't normally think nothing of it. But this is the first one in a while to be so intense and to last so long. As I try to get up, I notice the car going haywire, as if the driver has passed out. I quickly struggle to my feet to get out of its way, but then I see Sachi still moving towards the car. I scream, "Sachi! Sachi, you idiot! Move out of the way!" As I yell those words, I dash towards her.
Kusanagi, what are you doing?
I blink, and Kusanagi gets hit by the car. That's when, careening towards us, his body flies backwards as he slams into the wall, the nearby building. I start out a shriek before I even realize it.
Kusanagi! No!
Kusanagi lays there unconscious. I run up to him to try and shake him awake, but a voice stops me.
Don't touch him! If you move him now, we might as well bury him here. Go get help, I'll call an ambulance. Go!
Oh god, that's kind of, ow, he got hit by a car. It's kind of depressing. Okay, so it seems like we made the transition to the hospital.
It's all my fault. My fault. My fault.
Miss? You should go rest. You do have your exams this week, right?
How is he? Please tell me.
His condition is stable for now, but we won't know anything until he comes out of the coma. I'm sorry, miss, but I must insist you rest and return tomorrow. It won't help him in any way if you stay here and worry about him.
But... But this is all my
She
fault!
shouldn't feel like it's her fault, you know. She didn't know that it was going to happen like that. 5 days ago.
Have you heard? They say that someone found an old scroll that can fully heal a person, even revive the dead.
Yeah, but it's just a fairy tale.
That actually
Scammers make up to steal your money.
almost brought me to tears right there, because, you know, that's kind of sad with her. You know, she thinks it's her fault, but it's not really her fault. You know, he tried to scream for her and tried to get her out of the way. And, you know, I think, you know, knowing her for so long, you know, he would risk his life for her. You know what I mean, guys? You know, I'd do the same thing if that was somebody I knew. Regardless of whether we fought or not, you know, I would still try to risk my life to save that person.
Oh no! They say this one is real. They say it even healed a person who'd been in coma for 4 straight months.
Where is the scroll? How do I get it?
I think they said it's being held at the Tokyo Research Center for unidentified items. But they don't let anyone near it. Not even reporters.
It sounds like a chance to help Kusanagi, and thank him for saving me again. It seems like all I'm doing is getting rescued by him all the time. But then again, there is no proof that this is real. Should I really risk it? That's actually a very good question. I would risk it, but I wonder if I can save. Yeah, I can save. You know, I'm gonna save right here in this first slot. Okay, so this is the first part, guys, of the beta. So I'm gonna come back to this and do a second part to what happens, to what I do if I do the hoax, follow the path to take it or not, or if I don't. So this is gonna be a 3-part for this beta demo. So expect more of this. I can honestly say I love this. I like it so far. I really like it. I'm liking the story. I'm liking the character development. I'm liking how they have history. You know, how they involve each other, how they interact with each other. I like the animations. You know, this is great. Moonstar, this is absolutely great. And expect 2 more parts of this for your beta to come out by Friday. At least I'll have both parts out by Friday. But anyways, this is great. It is wonderful. It is awesome. There's nothing negative I can say about it. It really makes you feel for the character, you know? You know, it makes you feel for him. And it wants you to know what happens more. It kind of ties you with that character. And I like that about that, like this visual novel, this dating sim. And I am going to play the full game when it comes out. So anybody, please support this when it comes out. There'll be a link to this down in the description below so you guys can download it for yourselves. If you guys enjoyed the videos that I've done, enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up button, show support for the channel and for the game. Hit the subscribe button down below. Click the annotations right here to see what it is that I've done. And as always, guys, this is Quasar Sudo signing off. Thank you guys for watching and have a nice day. Bye, guys. We got a game! Pizza-rific! Pizza delivery! Are you hitting on me? We just met? I'm so sorry. Too soon. Forgive me. I didn't mean it like that.